something about this whole situation with Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet still doesn't sit right. And the more people look back at how everything played out, the more it feels like the story everyone believed at first might have been completely backwards. When they were first linked together, the internet assumed Timothée was the one bringing the credibility, the serious Hollywood image, the award season energy, while Kylie was stepping into his world for status. But now the narrative has started shifting, and it's starting to look like he might have been the one caught off guard, while Kylie was already thinking 3 steps ahead the entire time. Because if you really pay attention to how Kylie moves, she almost never does anything without a plan. Every public appearance, every interview, every relationship ends up tying into something bigger, whether it's business, branding, or positioning herself in a new space. And lately she's been talking more and more about acting, not in a casual way, but like she already sees herself in Hollywood for real. When she started mentioning comedy roles and saying she's been getting scripts sent to her, people started looking at this whole relationship differently, because that kind of confidence usually means the move was already in motion long before anyone noticed. At the same time, things around Timothée haven't looked as solid as they used to. There have been awkward public moments, weird reactions online, and a lot more criticism than he normally gets. None of it is enough to ruin his career, but the energy definitely changed. Meanwhile, Kylie seems calm, focused, almost like she's exactly where she expected to be, stepping into new opportunities without looking shaken at all. That contrast is what made people start asking whether this was ever just a relationship, or if it was also about access, timing, and getting closer to a different world. And when you go back and watch how everything happened, one detail keeps standing out. Timothée never fully claimed the relationship publicly. He never completely shut down the jokes, never leaned into it, and never looked fully comfortable with all the attention around them. At the time, people thought that made Kylie look like the one trying harder, like she was the one getting embarrassed while he stayed distant. But now, some fans think that silence might have been intentional on her side, like she was letting the internet talk while she stayed quiet and waited for the right moment to shift the story. And that's why the Oscars moment got so much attention, because a lot of people think that was the first time something felt off in a way you couldn't ignore. The camera kept cutting to him, the reactions felt tense, and then there was that awkward shift when the focus suddenly moved away from him and toward Kylie. It happened fast, but the expression on his face didn't go unnoticed. Fans started replaying the clip over and over, saying it looked like the exact second he realized the night wasn't going the way he thought it would. Once that idea started spreading online, people couldn't stop seeing it, and the timing made it even louder. Right when he was dealing with criticism and uncomfortable headlines, Kylie was doing interviews talking about her future, saying she wanted to act more, travel more, focus on her businesses, and just keep building. That doesn't sound like someone caught in drama. That sounds like someone who already knows what the next chapter is supposed to be. The more she spoke, the more it felt like she was repositioning herself, not reacting to the situation, but using it. People also started bringing up how quiet she stayed during the times when the internet was laughing at her. Normally, when someone in her position gets embarrassed publicly, there's a response, a post, something to control the narrative. But she didn't do that. She stayed in the background, didn't argue, didn't defend herself loudly, and now that silence is being seen in a completely different way. Instead of looking weak, it started to look strategic, like she knew the story would flip later. Then there's the part that made the whole situation even more uncomfortable, which is how many people were watching from the sidelines at the same time. Travis Scott being in the same space, the history between them, the cameras everywhere, the award show pressure, all of it made the energy feel tense even if nobody said anything out loud. Some people thought Kylie was showing she had moved on and upgraded, while others said the night actually made things look more complicated than ever. Either way, the moment added another layer that made fans question what was really going on behind the scenes. Once the internet started looking at everything through that lens, the theories got even bigger. People began talking about patterns, bringing up past relationships connected to the Kardashian circle, comparing how different stories played out, and asking whether being around that level of attention changes people in ways we don't see until later. Some even started comparing Timothée to other celebrities who seemed unstoppable at one point. and then suddenly found themselves in the middle of backlash they didn't expect. Whether those comparisons are fair or not, they spread fast. And once that kind of narrative starts online, it's hard to stop. The award debates didn't help either. Fans kept arguing about performances, about who deserved recognition, about who had the stronger year, and every time the conversation came back, it pulled this whole situation back with it. Instead of fading away, the story stayed alive because there was always another clip, another interview, or another comment to analyze. And every time people looked again, it felt like the balance between them had shifted just a little more. Now the biggest question people keep asking is whether this was all coincidence or perfect timing. Did things just happen this way naturally, or did Kylie see an opportunity and move exactly when she needed to? Because from the outside, it really looks like one moment started slipping, while the other person stepped forward at the exact same time. And when that happens in Hollywood, fans don't call it luck, they call it strategy. And that's why this story still has people talking, because it doesn't feel finished yet. If Kylie really does move deeper into acting, if Timothée really does have to rebuild his image after all this noise, then what looked like a random celebrity relationship might end up being remembered as the moment both of their paths changed in completely different directions. Some people think it was all planned, some think it's just internet overthinking, but either way, the timing is strange enough that nobody has stopped watching.